Hey everyone, how's it going? Today we're going to look at the newest updates and changes to the Silent World game. If you saw the previous version, you're going to notice immediate differences, starting out with the scene that we're looking at here, the opening main menu. The first thing I'd like to let you know is that the game has totally been revamped. I started it from the ground up again and changed a whole lot of. There's just all kinds of new features, stuff that looks really cool. There's more game elements now in the last however many weeks it's been. I guess close to a month. I've learned a lot about the game engine, and my testers have really come through and helping me out with finding all the bugs and adding suggestions to the game, and it's really come quite a way. So anyway, we're looking at the main menu here. We have instead of the still image that we had before, we now have an active view. We have your campfire. We have trees moving in the background and the grass waving, so it's no longer just a still image. One of the other cool features we have as well, at least I think it's cool, is the hover over text color change. You know, you hover over it and the color changes. It gives it a nice little touch. So we're gonna go ahead and press play and get right into it. First, I'll explain some quick changes. You can obviously see the sky. It's changed. The lighting is totally different. It's a little bit darker. Obviously, we're playing in a night scene. We have a new mini map that I added in the game last week or the week before. It doesn't really have much to it, although it does show direction and an overview of kind of top down where you're facing. You have your north, south, east, and west. Makes it kind of helpful whenever we start doing quest elements and things like that. I couldn't help but start us near our campfire again, but you'll notice it's not lit this time. We also have a crosshair right here. I don't know if you can see it, but it is there. Um, and of course, pop-up boxes. These are going to be situational throughout the game. Various points in the game, after various actions have been taken, you're going to notice pop-up boxes that'll give you information. Eventually, I'd like to do more voiceover work, maybe a little bit. I'm also going to change the boxes themselves and add kind of a, I don't know, a different texture to them rather than just a gray see-through box because that's kind of lame. But anyway, the boxes we're seeing here, this one tells us that we can look around with our mouse. We no longer have to click down the mouse button to look around. Um, and if you want to access your cursor, you press down the left Alt and it freezes the mouse movement so I can't look around while I'm holding Alt, but I can click on things on the screen. So when you approach something in the game you need to click on, or when we start getting hot bars and stuff like that, you'll be able to click on them and activate whatever you're trying to do. And then we have little text boxes here that explain the world around you, kind of what's going on. Um, Nothing that's set here is set in stone. Nothing written here is set in stone, and it's just kind of a placeholder for me until I can get my writers to start working on some of the story elements and we get them thrown into the game. This one just lets us know that we woke up. We don't know where we are. Um, the campfire's not lit. It's very cold, and we notice, or yeah, if we click again, it lets us know that we notice a short distance to the south that there's a fire burning and suggests that maybe there's something there we can use to light this fire, warm up, and so on. So we'll click to continue, and we'll start heading that way. All right. And as we got closer, we noticed there is another box that popped up. Like I said, they're situational. This one lets us know that as we approach the altar, which is what we see, we notice that there's flames glowing and there's a orb of fire with flames on it. Um, Lets us know that despite our best judgment, we feel an intense urge to reach out and take the orb. Any of these story elements, like I said, they're not set in stone. Forgive me, I'm not much of a writer. I just needed something to, fill the void so that it's not just run around and so that we know we probably need to take that in order to do something. So if we click on that and get rid of that, let's look back up. We move a little closer. Um, First, I want to point out the altar. There's not much to it. I built it in about 3 minutes in 3D Studio and just threw on some texture to it. So forgive me. Like I said, a lot of the stuff in the game is placeholder. Most of my work is spent doing the programming and trying to get stuff working rather than modeling. When I have extra time, I'll go back and fix up some of the models. But anyway, we have the orb here. It rotates and burns on fire. If we get close enough, activate our cursor and click, it'll take the orb and lets us know that we grabbed it, tells us how we feel. We feel a sudden rush of energy. Um, if you guys can read this, that's great. I don't know if you can or not. There's not much there. Now it lets us know that if we press the 1 button, we can cast a fireball in any direction we're looking. So we've gained our first ability, and if we press 1, we notice that a fireball shoots out um, in whatever direction that we're facing, which is pretty cool. So we're going to go back. Okay, yeah, that worked. I was afraid it wasn't. I had a glitch recently that wherever I faced, it just wouldn't shoot. It would just shoot straight ahead of me, and so I had to fix that. So that kind of freaked me out. I thought it broke down again. We're gonna go back to the campfire and use our newfound ability to warm up a nice fire for us. So if we go over here, and it doesn't matter where you are, I just like to get close to it, and then cast your fireball, lights the fire, and we have a burning fire now. Lets us know that we don't feel as chilled anymore. The light illuminates the area, revealing that we are at the edge of a deep forest. There's lots of trees. If or it says that to the northwest, the trees open up into the mountains, and suggests that we go there to gather an overhead view of our bearings, because it's kind of dangerous to walk around a forest that you don't know. Even though that fireball probably would help. So either way, we're going to head up towards the mountain. Uh, so one of the first things you're going to notice here is we'll have a waterfall. It's something that I've been working on constantly, just trying to get to look right. I still think it looks terrible, but I'm working on it bit by bit. The waterfall itself is just a particle system. I have about 10 different planes emitting water at different rates, so they fall kind of like a waterfall. For what it is and how simple it is, I think it looks pretty decent. Um, so it's not bad. You'll also notice we have a little bridge going around there. That might be something we need to think about and look into later. But we're going to keep following these paths and climbing the mountains because there's nowhere else to go. So as we get closer, we notice this bridge here. Um, this bridge I modeled about 4 or 5 different times before I was finally satisfied, and even then it was just I don't know. I'd like to go back and remodel it and add some more to it, but I think for what it is, it looks pretty decent for now at least. The textures work out well. There's no stretch marks or anything like that. It looks pretty good. So, all right, and we're gonna pause it here. Stay tuned for part 2, and I'll see you then.